Hello, and welcome to the Venue Coach Blueprint for Owners. I'm Kyle Labar. This podcast is all about helping you fill your wedding venue with more bookings, earn more from each one, and keep your customers happy for a long time. We'll also talk about some tough times and big lessons that I've learned along the way. Let's dive in together and make your venue the best spot for weddings. Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Venue Coach. Today, I wanted to talk about how to navigate off-season bookings and what to do with your time when it seems like there's nothing going on. So, some venue owners, barn style particularly, or heavy snow areas may not be open year round, but many of us are. Our venues here in Texas, we have open year round, but we typically get a slow season in January and February. So, how do you go about getting more bookings during those times? What do you do to fill the time to make sure that you're still staying productive? And I have suggestions for what works in our area. This may not work for everyone. It depends on you and your circumstances. But what's worked for us is we typically plan an open house in the middle of our slow time. So right at the end of January, beginning of February, we have an open house. And that's really to get more traffic in the door. So at least here in December, or here in December, here in Dallas, and actually in many areas, key booking season is in January, February, a little bit of March, and we're coming off of the holidays. Everybody's been getting engaged over Christmas and New Year's and Valentine's. And so it's a good time to get people out to tour the venues and then start booking. And the other thing that we've seen over all of our data is that most couples book about 11 months in advance. And so during this time that might be a little bit more or a little bit less because most people don't like booking in January or February. And so in our area, January, February are the slowest. April and October are the most popular, but really we keep our Saturdays booked starting in March. We keep many of our Fridays booked, and then in those popular months we have, Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays. We have some Mondays. It's really busy times. So that's one thing that we do to stay busy and to bring in more cash. Because here's the thing, that's what matters. The bills keep coming, whether or not you are bringing money in. So we have payments that are coming in. We have new bookings. So for instance, in both of our venues, we booked double-digit bookings in January, and so that gives us a good baseline for those slow times. And so then how do you get those Saturdays booked or maybe Fridays and that sort of thing? And so what we do is we reach out to local businesses or schools that are doing banquets, things like that are happening every year at the end of a sports season. So for us, our local town, they have their football banquet that happens every year at our venue in January. And so you might reach out to one of your local schools if you're in a city, you might have several options. And so that's an easy one that you can fill. Those aren't as expensive. You don't charge as much, but they also aren't as needy, and it it's better than not having an event on the calendar. I mean, the banquets are really easy. School banquets super easy. Great people to work with in our experience, and so that might be a viable option for you. Or corporate parties, corporate retreats, that sort of thing. You can keep slower months full with those, and you often, if you do a great job, you can often get them to repeat that business year over year, thereby increasing the lifetime value of that client. And while they may give you, one, two, $3,000 per event, or whatever it is for your weekday rate or hourly rate if you have one, you might get that per event, but over the lifetime of them coming back every year, the lifetime value of that customer might actually exceed the value of your one-off events or weddings that are happening during the regular year, because those sometimes they come back depending on how long you've been in business. They might come back for a 10-year anniversary or something like that, but most of the time they don't. And so you're just getting a one-time value out of those clients. And so you might actually be surprised if you're getting a bigger value from those corporate or school events that just happen repeatedly. So, food for thought as you're thinking about how to get more bookings, how to stay busy, how to bring more cash in, because that's really what's most important. So, if you're getting more bookings, that's more cash in. If you're filling up those dates, then you're obviously getting more bookings for the year, which is more money. And so ultimately, the goal is to fill the calendar. We start with the Saturdays, we move to the Fridays, and we clean it up with the Sundays. So that's some tips that we use at our venues. And hopefully this was helpful for you, give you some ideas on ways to fill the calendar and bring more cash into your venue during slow times. If you found this useful, like, subscribe, comment, share, all of those things. But I would like to hear your feedback, and if you didn't like it, I'd like to hear that feedback too. And I will catch you on the next one.